Okay, cool, man. What's up, everybody? What's crack-a-lacking? What's up, baby girl?
What's up with you?
What's going on?
What is up with you?
Oh, same old shit, different day, you know?
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Waiting to see what happens next. See what waiting for the other shoe to drop, It's always something.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's always something.
Something.
Mm.
Always something.
What's cracking, folks? We hope everybody's well out there in TSOA land. There's been quite a bit of a stir lately, but, CDCR's up to their old tricks, lie, cheating, and calling it a win. You know how they do it.
Yep.
Right?
That's how they've always done it. That's how I've been on this ride with you for 16 years, and the only thing I've seen escalate is their trickery and treachery.
Yeah. It's their shit, man. It's what they do. Trickery and treachery. That's their model, man. Trickery and treachery. Oh, and getting the tax dollars.
Oh yeah.
With their trickery.
I just want to point out. I just want to point out. I'm not sure if folks are aware of this, but when the COVID started and Kathleen Allison was in the hot seat, they literally doubled their budget.
Imagine that.
They let a shit ton of prisoners out. They locked everybody down. There was no programming, nothing like that. And didn't they also introduce that pea protein about then too? So.
Yep, about that time.
Yeah. All this innovative stuff they talk about, yet all they're doing is creating more and more punitive action and calling it rehab.
Right. I've been saying that for years, man. I've been saying that for years. When they go around lying, tricking, and using treachery to their advantage, and it's like I keep saying, folks, they're playing a chess game with human lives.
Yeah.
They're playing a chess game with human lives.
Not just human lives,
manipulating the chess.
But society at large. I mean, it's not just you guys they're fucking with. They're fucking with all of society.
They're playing this shit, man, and I keep saying it over and over, man. They're setting up the board, and then when they don't like it, when they're when they lose their queen and they lose a couple main pieces, they knock the board over, right?
Yep.
And when they knock the board over and fucking, oh man, you guys, and they tell the public some shit like, oh, well, we told you guys it wasn't going to work. I mean, so it's just a bunch of crap, man. That's all they do. It's a bunch of crap. I guess, so if those of you who listen to the live me and Outlaw did, I guess he's doing a few touch-ups. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think it's out yet, but he'll put it out, I'm sure. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. They shifted. They fucking shuffled the deck. They played musical chairs with my co-defendants and shit, and they moved a couple of them to old Folsom Ad Seg, and I guess one of them got kicked out to the line, and other ones went to old Folsom Ad Seg, and so they're shuffling the deck again.
Well,
they do this stuff. Wait. They do this stuff when so So they could try to, again, suppress the truth, control the narrative within, you know, in between us, you know, and because when we're in one area, they know they can't do that no more. They know they can't play that amongst us, you know. So that's why they do it. They don't like us together. They don't like us on one page. They don't like us being able to have open communications to where they can't use their trickery and their treachery because it's quickly seen, quickly exposed, and quickly extinguished. And they don't like that.
Well, and then they accuse any progressive behavior or actions you might take as collusion, when really you're trying to, you know, go home. They're like, no, you're trying to make things bad. It's like, no. They're pointing the finger. Fighting with them is like playing chess with a pigeon. There's a great meme. It's like arguing on the internet.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Is like playing chess with a pigeon. The pigeon's just gonna knock all the pieces down, strut around, and act like it won. And that's exactly what dealing with these folks is like.
That's what they do. That's what they do, baby girl. Folks, that's what they do, man. So wait. So if you guys like hearing the truth about corruption of CDCR and conditions of confinement, no, nothing I ain't saying, I can't say. So you guys already know my position. I don't talk about nothing I can't talk about, and I won't. So, but you like hear the truth of the corruption and conditions of confinement, man, just tune in, hit the like button, you know, share my shit.
Subscribe,
put your notice on. Yeah, subscribe, man. Put your notice on. You know, right here we tell the truth right here, man. And we're coming from new folks with nothing but the truth on conditions and of confinement and corruption. So we do got some things I want to talk about. We just heard a video. And, you know, this California Uncensored thing today. And he's trying to spin one of my friends' name up into some bullshit. You know, and it's false propaganda once again at its best, folks. False propaganda once again at its best.
Well, the whole thing seems staged.
It's already trying to smear a guy, you know, who ain't done nothing, motherfucking innocent, right? And they just link his name to shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. And it's like, goddamn, people, stop trying to fucking play this false propaganda warfare with us. And if that doesn't show it, what else does, right? What else does? Oh, staff speculate, inmates speculate. Well, I thought it's supposed to be based on facts, not speculation, right? Not assumptions, right? I mean, but I guess it is nowadays, man. I guess it's all assumptions, it's all speculation, it's all fake 1030s, it's all falsified documents, it's all fucking a bunch of fake bullshit. And you know, just how he was saying that, baby girl, was like the whole fucking thing was just pure assumption, man. And they throw people's name to it, trying to make you guys think that, you know, somebody has something to do with something, and it's not true. It's not fucking true, man. So yeah, don't believe the hype is what I say. Don't, especially after everything that's come out, everything that's been exposed, not just in our case but other cases, right? I mean, look, CDCR, like the puppet master. They're pulling the strings, you know. they're the ones. They got these people hating on these people, those people hating these other people, and it's all contrived by headquarters of CDCR, Sacramento OCS gangs unit. It's all contrived, man. They cherry pick what law goes for who, what law, pertains to who, what policy pertains to who. Not just the blanket policy, but it's just who fits their chess game better.
Well, what I'm observing here is they're not concerned about your rehabilitation or your welfare. All they're concerned about is keeping some sort of power and control over the situation. And
Yep.
they're not even seeing what's really going on. They're only seeing their perceived fears.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yep.
And then they make situations more dangerous just to uphold their power position.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's what they're doing. But it blows my mind that they don't think people can see that, right? They're thinking that no one can see what they're doing. And every attorney I've talked to or a legal-minded person I've spoken with, and media person, journalists or reporters, and they all see what they're doing clearly, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's fucking blatantly obvious that whoever fits their little chess game better than the others is the one that they're cherry picking to give action to.
Uh-huh.
And then we're getting smeared and we're getting lied on. We're getting smeared and lied upon, man. And it's like, fuck, that's all they do. They sit back and they think, oh, fuck. Well, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to twist the narrative again. We're going to twist this or that, and that's their game.
Oh.
And then when you take their queen and you take a bishop and a rook, and you're kind of getting real low on pawns, they just do the pigeon move, get up on the board and kick all the pieces over, and then they call it a draw. But
not a draw, a win. They call it a win. They want accolades. They want the prize. And they're shitting all over the board at the same time.
Yeah, pigeon taking a crap on the board, and it is, we won. They do the winner dance,
And then they go
so
paint a picture.
In chat?
No.
No. Really?
Well, there's head count. People are listening, but nobody said anything so far.
Okay. All right. Well, get involved, folks. Join the convo. Share it. Get involved. Join the convo, man. So, my buddy Ron pointed something out really well to me that was really good, and I wanted to tell you guys. Those articles on that trial down there in Fresno, the one called Just a Bit Nutty, right? That article shows that CDCR is completely contriving all types of shit. And then they're getting these rats.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
They're getting their prison snitches to back their narrative, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that guy did. That guy did that. He backed their narrative.
Uh-huh.
And so, it's like, that's their contrived story, right? They've been running with that story for about 4 or 5 years now. And because it's them, they're the ones that put it out. They're the ones that go around doing that. Let me call back.
Right. All right. So if you're new here, Brant is calling from RHU, which is basically a solitary confinement, and he is expressing the frustrations of trying to be done. He's been in for 30 years, and He's getting to be an old man, and he just wants to come home. He's been in solitary for 27 years.
Monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call.
And he's back.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right.
All right.
So, but like I was saying in that article, that's all they're fucking doing right there. That's all CDCR's doing. That's all their gang units doing. And, you know, it's been proven many, many times that they'll put out this bullshit. It's not what Corey Perryman testified that it's not verbatim on what the rats are saying. It's what CDCR assumes it is.
Well,
right? So
didn't we have a revelation here? Didn't we have a revealing here that
we did.
That there was clearly Sacramento and McCumber and all his crew are getting all their information from the people who are manipulating the scenario and making decisions based on their information without ever actually going into the situation and seeing how it really is. They don't have a clue.
No, hang on, babe. I guys in here with the dogs. Hang on. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're in here with a couple dogs. Fuck.
This shit's getting real.
Yeah, shit's getting real, folks. Squad is up in the house with their dogs. Fuck them. They can suck my nuts. So anyways, yeah, that's what my friend Ronnie and I was talking about. That right there, that allegation that piece of shit testified to shows. It shows everybody just how fucking bullshit and how bad they have twisted up the narrative and spun this shit up. So now they got this whole painting of everybody trying to eat and plot on everybody, right? And that's bullshit, though. It's all bullshit because we get together and it's like there's no problem. You know, but that's not what CDCR wants there to be problems so bad because then it fits that narrative that they've been saying, right? You know, I won't say no names. I had a cop, sergeant tell me, me and my friend Ron about a couple months ago, that, you know, there was a beat down, right? Somebody got beat down, I guess. And, you know, even one of our people, I guess, got beat up. Fist fight happened over a chess game or something. I don't fucking know. So then they go around and they're like, oh, that's it for the weapons, huh? You guys are stepping back from the weapons? What? You guys beating up each other like J-Cats? And it's like they're trying to provoke, you know, a certain severity to an ass whooping or something. And I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here with your dumb shit, Lane. Fuck you, pig. Get out of here with that shit. You know, and so a little harmless fist fight happens, and then they want to go around and, well, you guys are changing policy, huh?
Wait a minute. Who are they to decide what prison politics policy is, first of all? And secondly, what kind of dumbass would kill a dude over a chess game?
Right.
Yeah, they want you so badly to be that fucking boogeyman monster. They're
right.
They're the monsters.
See, I was gonna tell you this, but I wanted to keep it in the pocket, right? But I'm like, wait a minute, why? Why keep it in the pocket? Why not just share this with you guys and my baby girl? this dude actually came to me and Ron on the yard, and we were out there, and he was right between us, and he was like, "Oh, you guys got some homeboys over here now. They beat up on somebody, fist fight or some shit. Oh, you guys are changing policy, huh? No more weapons, huh? Yeah, kind of weak now." And we're like, "What? Get your bitch ass out of here, pig! And fuck you." So again, and the reason why I say this is because it's a receipt that I've been telling y'all. They're playing prison politics. They're trying to play the prison politic game, man.
Well, they like, think being a badass is the important thing, and it's like they're pushing this like if you're not a badass according to their fucking idea what a badass is, then you're garbage. And it's like they really are outside the scope of their job in all of this.
I mean, like I said, man, what business of it is theirs, right? But they make it their business.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They want to stick their nose in the shit. They want it to be their business until it smacks them in the mouth.
And this is what's replacing rehabilitation.
And then when it smacks them in the mouth, they're like, "Oh, well, why me?" Well, dude, you're playing politics. Now what? Like, you know, or they get exposed or whatever it may be. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? I'm just giving a theory that I'm thinking that they're trying to do, but the facts show what they're trying to do. So
I like your friend's I like your friend's strategy of just giving them ice, nothing, saying nothing, don't talk to them, fuck them.
Yeah, right, fuck them, and that's, you know, that's what I feel, and that's how I do mine. It's like, what business of it is theirs? You know, a guy gets beat up or a black eye or whatever, who cares? Who fucking cares, right? Who cares? But boy, they sure do. They sure care. They sure fucking go around.
Like,
well, you guys can't do that if I like J-Cast now, huh?
Like 12-year-old girls.
Like, dude, right. It's just fucking disgusting, man. It's disgusting. So, yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys because it shows that they're trying to play prisoner, convict, inmate politics. And then when it's not good for them and it comes back, you know, around the corner, smacks them, you know, figuratively smacks them upside the fucking head. What? I'm just an officer. I do my job and go home. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Not doing
You're a
that
piece of shit.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so we got anybody in chat yet?
Yeah, Dog popped in and he's mentioning what we were talking about earlier. The California Uncensored.
What's up, dog? I send mine to you, bro. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well, man. But yeah, if you listen to that video right there, they link a friend of mine to it, and he ain't got nothing to do with it, probably. And it's like, but they're wanting to paint this picture, you know? They're wanting to paint this picture for everybody. It's like, goddamn, people.
Well,
cut the crap.
Whether he was or he wasn't involved, they certainly designed him to be in a position to make him involved. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't. So
we
I
don't
care
know
what they're saying. You probably Hodor. You know, they want it like that. I know that, and you know, to link people to shit like that without any, you know, leave the dude alone, man.
That's what I'm saying. They want the problem. They want it to be a problem. They want it to say this person, that person, the other person when it's them, and they're doing it all. They're creating situations to drive their narrative. Like you said, putting guys out on the yard by themselves.
They are trying to manufacture bullshit with their own spins. And I don't, that false reporting and that false narrative is the problem, they're painting this picture with people's names attached to it. It's like, man, cut this shit out, dude. But they don't. They don't stop it.
Well, insinuating when they're not even going to name the victim or the perpetrators, and make an assumption around somebody else. That's
right. Right. That's the problem.
That's a character assassination.
Right. It's like that one twerp scumbag snitch tuber putting my picture on a video that had nothing to do with me.
Right. Exactly, but with words instead of fucking pictures.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's move on from this, man. I pay too much attention to this shit already, man. But just to be aware of it, folks, that, hitching someone's name or something like that to a bogus ass fucking, claim or whatever. It's like, man, they're trying their bullshit again. They're trying to smear a job again, stir the pot job. That's all they do.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That's all they do, But anyways, so I wanted to talk to you guys about something I heard. I heard a video over the weekend. Me and my wife did, and it's what I've been saying since we've been doing this. Really, is that the confidential memos? These 1030s are called, right? And Hector did a thing on it, and he did a pretty good trip on it, right? Where he talked about how they falsified them, and we got information on how they falsified them. Corey Perryman's transcripts, and Ronnie's folks are doing a video on it really soon, I hope. That's what he told me anyway, so we'll see. But these 1030s are worse than actual 115s in shoe terms, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because they're faceless, they're baseless, you don't even know if it's real, and this shit follows you everywhere you go in your file. It's unchallengeable. And they can have like 100 of these things in your file, but you don't even know it until the time they decide to use it on you. Next thing you know, you're in a whole 14 months for nothing but a snitch, and you didn't even know it existed. So, but this person said that you cannot fight a 1030, right? You can't fight these things. You could 602 it, but you're not going to win. You're not going to win. And if you do win, and I don't even think I've ever seen someone beat a 1030, confidential memo on you from some informant somewhere. And so it correlates with everything I've said about these documents. And if you look at that movie, there was a video me and my wife watched with the guy that made the movie The Strike. And I don't remember the name of the video, babe, but you might.
It's some type of like documentary of the month. I know I posted it. I'll go look for it again.
Okay, well,
I'll put it on
You have 60
post.
seconds remaining.
The director was asked a question, what he thought about the lawyers backing out of the case. Here, let me call back.
Alrighty, well, we'll wait for Brant to call back. And here he is. Boop. And it's coming.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
Outlaw popped in, says, "Hey," and he got his tripod, his selfie stick, ready to roll for the next time. So.
All right, Outlaw, I send mine to you, bro. Hope you're well.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
That video that me and my wife watched is the guy who made the movie The Fight, or was involved in the directing of it and so forth. When he was asked what he felt about the hunger strike lawyers, being done with the case, he said, in his opinion, right, that there's a lot of problems going on in CDCR with these confidential memos, and there's still a lot of bullshit going on, and this is why I'm pissed. I mean, this is why a lot of people are being left out hanging. We're left out to dry. We're being fucking shit on in the middle of the game, and yet the attorney, we can't even get them to call back on nothing. They don't write. They ain't calling. I mean, they're not doing their due diligence, nothing. And the guy basically exposed that the oversight is done of the courts, and that there's still a lot of problems. People are being stuck in AdSeg. And I've said it many times now. Yeah, they took the validation and changed it. They erased it, put safety concerns, changed the word within the wording of the memorandum confidential 1030. Boom, now you got something different. So now you got to challenge that in the courts. Well, that's what Ronnie's doing on that lawsuit that dude slammed him on the ground for.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also, like you were saying before, that when Wilkins challenged Asker's 1030, she found 9 out of 10 of them to be falsified. So what does that say?
Falsified.
What does that say about all the others, and who's reviewing them? Yeah. Was that the only one she reviewed? Was his? Because
no. So at the time his was up in front of her, and at that time she made that statement. But she did say there's a lot more that were found to be bogus, right?
Right.
When she start peeling the onion back.
Right.
And
this is what they don't want.
Right. And that's just why I keep telling you guys, it's them 1030s that they're fucking falsifying and that they're dogging us out with, and it's unwinnable. It's unbeatable. You're not going to win that shit. And the guy's video we heard, he admitted it, that you cannot beat a 1030. You can't, you could try to fight it, but you're not ever going to fucking win. I don't think I've ever seen somebody beat a goddamn 1030, man, because what they'll do is they'll tell you, oh, man, don't trip. We're not using it against you. We don't have to give it to you.
Yeah, they
are. We don't have to give it to you. Right. And then next thing you know, they're using it against you and in order to manipulate that chessboard. You see what I'm saying? So not only this, there's a bigger impact that those things have. And this is what he said something else too yet. Well, it's very, very impactful. When you go to a parole hearing, right? When you go up for a parole board hearing, to test your truthfulness and to test you being honest, they want you to either admit or deny the 1030s in your file. And what they'll do is, if you deny the 1030s in your file, they're going to say you're full of shit, you're not trustworthy, you're not suitable for parole. And that determines the level of risk that they feel you pose to society. Excuse me. And so, in other words, when you go to a hearing, parole hearing, you just have to blatantly just, even if it's a lie, even if the snitches are lying about an incident, you just have to admit it. Just like, you're getting deemed unparolable. You're getting shot right out the gate. You shoot, you're done. So, and that's true. That is true right there. So that's why them things are so fucking foul. They're worse than 115. At least the 115, excuse me, got you in a hole, right? And you can challenge it, you can fight it, you can take it to the court. Now, 1030, you can fight it, you can 602 it, but you are not going to win because, one, first of all, you don't even know if it's a person behind it or if they falsified it. Listen to Hector Bravo's show, Confidential Memorandum, 1030s. Watch what Ronnie puts out there on Corey Perryman. Read Ronnie's lawsuit on how they manipulated me and him, trying to get us against each other. Read all that, and then come to your own conclusion. So, but those 1030s are very, very fucking dangerous because they can affect your parole date. I mean, they can affect probably everything in your life in prison. Yeah. So I wanted to...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And this is why they split us up. So, and part of the reason why they split us up, so they can control that shit. They can, like, if I get a 1030 and they try to say, oh, well, this, that, and the third, well, if they're saying it might be coming from one of my bros or my friends or whatever, well, he's right here. I'll just go ask him. Or he'll ask me, hey, did you talk with this dude or any, or we'll try to put, our fucking connect the dot thing. And it never adds up. It never adds up. So when they got us apart and you put 5 or 6 dudes in between, they control that. It's the telephone game, They start controlling that narrative in their best interest a little bit better, they think, and it's like, so that's why they split us up, I feel. That's why they split us up. Yeah. So with that said, Bill, you got any questions or comments?
No, not at the moment.
Really? Okay. All right. So, and then this guy said on this on this video, said that when people decide to fucking truly move on in life and give it all up and start making changes for themselves, I'll tell you again, these dudes that go S&Y, that's not rehab. That's not rehabilitation. Just because they go over there, that doesn't mean they're reformed. That doesn't mean they're rehabilitated at all. They got more problems over there than any GP on the fucking state of California. And yet CDCR says, oh, it's rehabilitative and all this, but they put their focus on them guys.
So you gotta accept their lies about you in order to be quote unquote rehabilitated. How is that not some kind of psychotic, low level brainwashing?
No, it's not.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It's actually brainwashing, man. And then you got to accept that. They want you to think that when these guys go over that way, go S&Y, that they're rehabilitated and they're reformed, they're suitable for parole. Not true. Not true. That's so far removed from the truth, it's insane.
That's crazy.
You got that trip in that California model a couple months ago. Them dudes have been PC for a long time. Yeah, they're not paroled.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of PCs not paroled. But they continue to focus on that side of the fence with their rehabilitative programs.
Mm.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Just because them dudes go that way, it's not rehabilitation.
No.
No.
And let's be honest, only 2 yards have actual quote-unquote California model structures. Only 2 yards, not prisons, yards. And they claim a whole bunch more than that.
Right. Yep. It's only 2 spots, yep. San Quentin and Valley State. And they got one building here
that they call it
alleged fucking California model building. That's what they call it.
Right, but what are they doing?
But
yeah.
They wait a minute, they're rehabilitated, guys. Hold up,
to death.
They can get their own toilet paper.
What? They actually rehabilitated a guy to death there, didn't they?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy, baby girl. I remember when we got these 115s back in the days, right? For the hunger strikes. And they had it spun into a gang activity type of 115, right? Like you participated in a gang, in a hunger strike, gang-driven fucking activity thing, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't. That had nothing to do with no gang shit. That had nothing to do with no politics. That's a peaceful protesting. Now watch it. So, we all got found guilty of a 115, right, for participation in a major disruption in the prison system. That's it. Because at first they charged us for gang activity, and then Sacramento later on dismissed the 115 entirely because it wasn't a write-up. You could participate in peaceful protesting, right? Mm-hmm. And in fact, it's your constitutional right.
Right.
So, yeah. So fucking, they push this narrative with this 115, and then, Sacramento said, all right, fuck it, because the hunger strike lawyers, they were on it back then. They were like, no, you got to throw out these 115s as part of the 5 core demands. And so they did. But here's what they did, though. These people know they put a 1030 on us in our files that we participated in a mass hunger strike derived from the gangs ordered by prison gangs.
Oh, is that where that came? That's where that came from. I was trying to figure out why there was such hostility in the history of like people being forced or threatened to join in because it was in the 1030.
Right. And nobody was coerced or forced. Everybody, if you could do it on your own will or you didn't have to. People with medical problems were told not to, in fact, And I was one of them that was told, hey, don't trip, but I did it anyway. And, old dudes, they were told not to, but it was all done on your own free will. And it's a peaceful protest, What is wrong with participating in that, right?
Right.
Even in your Congress, a lot of your senators and shit, Congress people, they marched back in the days, for equal rights back in...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So what's wrong with participating in a peaceful protest? But prison system wanted to fuck us over so bad, they fucking put the gang nexus to it. They did all this crap, stirred it up, tried to say it was all gang shit. And that's wrong. That's wrong. It was a peaceful protest.
Mm-hmm.
So Sacramento got rid of 115s, responded into a 1030. You know how I know this is because when I went to parole board, they brought it up in 2016. Let me call back.
We'll get to those comments here. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. It's raining here. Kind of like it when it rains and I have to, stay busy in the house. Alrighty. So, get old global Lyin on there.
Link.
All right, you're back.
All right,
So
I'm
we
back.
got a little bit of chit chat. Outlaw says people need to read between the lines. CDCR says the California model is failing. They really mean S and Y or non-actives are fucking up.
Exactly. That's exactly right, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And King Kong checks in and sends theirs, and then they ask, what does a 1030 mean?
What's what? Say that again?
What does a 1030 mean?
Oh, okay. First off, thanks for the question. And King Kong, I send mine as well. Outlaw, thank you, man. I agree with exactly what you said. That's what they're doing. That's exactly the system we're in. And the SOY is a complete failure, and they know it. And they're twisting it up. And King Kong 1030, every CDCR form has a number at the top. What's up, Julie? He's back? Oh, that shit happens. Hang on, dude. Yeah, shit happens. Excuse me. But anyways, every document has a number at the top, and that's the document labeled as a confidential memorandum or confidential information memorandum. It's at we call it 1030s. That's all. It tears it down. So, and on that, it has a couple boxes that they check out. It says box number 1, source incriminated himself when revealing the information. Box number 2, source is proven to be reliable. So they mark all these boxes, right? And that covers their ass, and then they put one little sentence in this bigger box with that they put in there without any type of revelation of who it's coming from. Because they try not to put that in there. But what they'll do sometimes is, if you have a speech pattern with certain words you use, and they'll throw one of them words in there on people, and I'll get this document, and I'll be like, boom, I know that word, and I know who uses that word very often. And you connect the dot. How? And it makes you think who that came from. So now you're like, oh, shit, okay, well, this guy's giving up information on me. And they do this on purpose. It could be a lie. It could be all falsified, according to Hector Bravo, according to Corey Perryman when he took the stand before Ronnie's trial. So it could be all falsified or it could be true. But that's what it is. Yep. So I hope I answered it.
Wow.
My baby girl.
Yeah, they're like little boys playing with their G.I. Joes, aren't they?
Well, it is, but it's a lot worse than that because you're playing with human beings' lives.
Yeah, but that's where they're coming from. That's their perspective. They don't see you as people at all. It's sickening. It's sickening.
Right.
And they're gonna like
When
stand
you-
between you and you're going home with their game.
Yeah, that's so fucking wrong right there, man. And I guarantee you could ask my friend Jack, the one that did that movie, and he'll tell you, you know, them 1030s at your parole hearing, they will stop you from paroling. And you fucking have to fucking admit to every goddamn thing in that fucking 1030 confidential file. Again, you have a central file, we call it C file, and within that C file, you have a couple little smaller sub files within it, and they got the confidential memorandum file, and you know, that's the good juicy shit that either one they falsify, or two, there's some truth to it. I mean, truth to the document that someone's snitching and you know, doing some undercover shit on you, you know, against you, and you know, it's something else, man. And like in my case, right? So all those, remember I was telling you guys those 86 documents I got at DRB?
Yeah.
Well, none of that stuff was turned over to my lawyers in my RICO case, right? None of it. And it's like they hid it on purpose.
Well, I don't
So
know
none
why
of
they
those
wouldn't have
documents-
asked for it in the first place, just to get a grip of what's going on overall.
Okay, so let me tell you. How this works is, when you first get indicted, they give your attorneys part of your prison file that's relevant to the charges that you are facing. Okay, so then it's on your attorneys later on throughout the case to start pressing for the entire confidential document file. Okay, well, before I got to that point, we took a deal and it was over, so it became a moot issue, basically. But what I'm saying is this. If I had known 86 of these documents opposed the prosecution's theory with my name involved in this RICO case and that bullshit in Salinas, 86 of them opposed his narrative. I had no fucking idea.
How is that not relevant?
Right. It is relevant. It is relevant. I know it's relevant. You know it's relevant. Everybody knows it's relevant.
Who's being challenged here? Besides you, CDCR, and CDCR holds all the cards. So why wouldn't they lie, cheat, and steal? I mean, that's all they do.
Right. Lie, cheat, and fucking call it a victory. So had I known that these documents existed and that they had 86 documents saying something that is complete 180 opposite of the prosecutor's theory on my RICO case, I would have never, ever fucking gone after that, taking that deal. Because I had a great chance on beating that charge in trial based on CDCR's own material evidence. You know, so here you got this theory of, it's for the...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You got this theory of, it's for the gang, it's for the gang, it's for the gang. But then you have 86 documents that say, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it's not the gang, it's not the gang, it's not that, it's not that. It's this, it's this, it's this. Or it's over here, it might be this. And so all those were hidden. We got none of those. And only way I got those a year later, after I took the deal, was through the back window of the Astor case when I went to DRB. And here's why. Because they were using them against me, so they wouldn't let me go to Mainline. So, again, they don't have to reveal until they use against you.
We got some chatter. First,
okay.
Tim Erdman says hi and sends theirs.
What's up, Tim Urban? We send ours right back to you, man. Welcome to the channel. Hit the subscribe, bro. Get in on the chat.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
Yeah, welcome. And then King Kong says, so it's a snitch document. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I just don't know the lingo. Also, how can they not put the snitch's name? Can you do a Freedom of Information Act and request the name from the document? No.
No, they will never, ever reveal that rat to you, bud.
Until you take him to
because
court.
he might not even exist, right? He might not even exist.
That's why you take him to
court. It might be a cop. It might be a cop falsifying that document, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, like my wife just said, you take them to court, right? And here's what they do. You have an evidentiary hearing on a habeas corpus with that 1030. Okay, so what they'll do is this. The judge will take the 1030 back into his chambers. He'll appoint you an attorney to come back there with him and evaluate the actual memorandum, not just a little sentence out of a page and a half, right, of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they redact the name.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Your attorney can't even see the name half the time, or I would say 90% of the time. Now, the only time you're allowed to know the snitch, the name, is when they take that stand and you get a shot to face your accuser and you're under oath. That's it. That is it, bud. Yeah, that's it. But, I mean, sometimes I've gotten 1030s in the past where they forgot to redact the name, and it's more likely intentionally done.
Mm-hmm. So
does the judge, maybe the guy's
can the judge see all the names?
No. Because CDCR is their own law enforcement entity, and they have their right to keep the names, hidden.
Well, then how does the Freedom of Information Act even exist if they're going to cherry pick what it's accountable to?
Well, I think it exists because I think it exists without placing people in harm's way. So, they gotta be careful with it, I guess.
Okay, so
I would assume that's what they do.
They use this loophole to create fiction.
Right. They leave the loophole, right. They've always done that. Use loopholes and make loopholes. They create new dynamics, and that's why I say months ago we needed to stay up on their bumpers. We needed to stay up their ass, because if you take that gas off of CDCR, man, it's over with.
Yep,
you cannot take your foot off the gas with these people.
You lose traction really fast. It's like a rubber band snap. Bang, right back to where they were.
Yeah.
So, says, so it's possible to subpoena the author of a 1030 at trial.
Yes. So, okay, I'll give you an example, dog. Say I went to trial, right? Or I go to trial. And all 86 of them documents, I put my attorneys go and talk with them people, because you can't put a document on the stand and cross-examine, right? So you got to have the author of the document on the stand and cross-examine like that. And that's how that works. And what I would do, all 86 of them, they're taking a stand. I don't give a fuck. Or however many people they are behind them documents.
Well, if it's 86, honey, and only 4 show up.
Mm-hmm.
That
says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But here's how to go, babe and dog. So my attorneys will request those documents, right? Okay, then they get them. It's called a production and document request motion. They get them. And then they tell the judge, well, Your Honor, we need to know who this is. so we can send an investigator. Then they got to sign a.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
They'll sign a promissory never to reveal the name to me. You see what I'm saying? Now, when they go send their investigators to the person, so and so, Joe Blow, right? Now Joe Blow says, "Yeah, I said that," or "No, I didn't say that." Okay, well that's even better because now I want you to understand. You're saying you didn't say that? No, that shows CDCR lied on that document. So that's how we're going to do that. Now, once he takes the stand, I get to know his name. Yep. Let me call back, man.
Heavy duty stuff. It's amazing the loops and jumps you have to go through to get any justice. All right. Waiting on that call back. We'll get back to the chat here as soon as he dives in.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay, there's some chatter. There's a little bit of chatter. Outlaw says the law doesn't exist in CDCR's kangaroo court. And he also asked, were the 1030s related to strike used against individuals to deny them parole?
Yes. In fact, that's why my co-defendant, Danny, got denied parole. One of the reasons. And the other reason why is he wouldn't debrief in 2016. Yes. So, I mean, it's what they did, man. They fucking took it. Okay, they told their attorneys, yeah, you're right. We'll dismiss these 115s. Well, on the back end of it, they turned it into a 1030 secretly. Nobody knew it. Nobody knew it, man. So these motherfuckers are dirty, man. They're not above board. I don't care if they go to the press and they look all sharp in their nice suits and they got their hair all foo-fooed up and they got their bling-bling and they got their professional-looking haircuts and all this crap. They're fucking snakes.
In prison, justice is bound, gagged, and stabbed.
Right. You know, I tell y'all, man, this is some crazy shit that they do. The 1030s are worse than a 115 and a shoe turn. You know, and I say that because that video me and my wife checked out shows you cannot fight a 1030 and be successful and win. And it just hypothetically, say you do, right? Say I win 1 out of 86 1030s. I got 85 now, okay? Well, they got 5 more ready to falsify in the wing coming down the pipeline on you. You know? And this is why I told their attorneys in the hunger strike time, and I even told Todd and Danny and Ryan, all of them, the main part of this shit is these 1030s and these confidential memorandums. Well, everybody's like, okay, we agree, you're right. And everybody was on board.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And they would validate you as a member or associate of their made-up prison gangs to put you in the shoe for life with bogus 1030s. Well, they said, okay, you're right. We're not going to do that no more. Erase validation. Oh, we're going to scratch in safety concerns, safety concerns of the institution. We're going to that's what they did, man. That's what they did.
So it's the same dead horse with a different stick.
Right. Bingo. Perfect. Perfect, baby girl. Yep. And then, and here's another trip, babe, is all these years since I've been home, 9 years, they got all this false propaganda. All this false propaganda that they've created amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Ronnie, Billy, Pat, all of us,
Mm-hmm.
Danny, Robert, all of us, all our friends that were in the bank. So they got all this propaganda, all these fake 1030s, all these fake ass kites that were counterfeited by the snitches, all these verbal messages that are garbage. 30 people in between me and him, me and my friend. They got cops playing in it. Everybody twisting it, turn, suppress the truth, control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take one dude to the main line at a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
One guy at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And drop him amongst a bunch of people, right? You know, that's how it works. And so 2020, they come to me and they had this idea, and they had this it was an idea that they were talking about trying. They were gonna bring my friend Robert down and place me and him together in a hole. And the following week, let me and him go out to the yard together because we got they're identical confidential files. They know we're best friends. They know that we're buddies. They know we're together. So they were floating this idea about doing that, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, right on. Now let's do it. Get me out of here. Let's go. Well, because they knew it would work and would be a successful asset that GP Mainline released, they shot it down. Said, nope, we're good. We're good. And they know that, you know, it would be a successful release of both of us, and it would negate and make all their 1030s, all their false propaganda focus, and it would show the entire world all that shit was created by them. If they did that. And they did not want that at all. So they shot it down.
Wow. Okay, so some comments. Dog says they keep you in restricted housing without due process. Nothing's changed from the validation days, just the change of the name.
Bingo. Yep. Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, dog.
And then Roy Roach
That's
comes in and sends this, and yes, the day's treating us as well as can be considered where you stand.
You know, Roy Roach, I'll send mine back to you, bro. And thanks again for that little shout out on that PBS thing, man. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. So, you know, that's where this shit is, man. It's these damn 1030s. It's these bogus ass 1030s. You know, and again, say you do have access to one of them, they got 10 more in the wings that they're gonna falsify on you.
Crazy.
10 more in the wings.
So
right?
crazy.
And that's why we need the attorneys, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we needed the attorneys to stay involved.
Fair.
Yeah.
Not just wait for a payday and be gone. Come on, dudes.
Right.
We're over here fighting for everybody's rights, because if it'll do it to you, they'll do it to your sons, your daughters, your uncles, your dads, your moms, sisters, brothers. They'll do it to anybody.
Yeah, and I hope you ain't ever got to encounter it, but if you do, you're gonna wish you made you're gonna wish you got involved and helped push the issue, because your loved one could be affected by it 10, 15 years from now.
Right, and
hopefully not, but You
And if you
never
don't know this, prison's just the prototype, the microcosm to the macrocosm of society.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they're playing
Yep.
with in personalities and in psychological games in there, they intend to use it out here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Like you guys, when you sit back, me and my wife sit back and we were talking a while back about the feds, right, and how they're indicting everybody and how they did all these indictments. All these indictments for what? To give a man with life sentences and one more? Like
Multiple.
And then they
Multiple
yeah,
life
motherfucker got 4 or 5 life sentences. Now they want to give him 1 or more. You didn't do nothing. Them people did absolutely nothing, folks. I don't care what they put in the media. I don't care how they pump their chest like they did something. Them people are a fucking joke. They're a fucking joke. How about that?
Yeah, and it's like they can never
They
have
did
enough
nothing.
money. So Roach says, yes, sir, glad to help. Thank you. And Dog says, if they let it happen to convicts, they'll eventually let it happen to the population at large. So true.
Mm-hmm.
And King
Yep.
Kong says that there's a saying, not sure who said it, but something like you judge a society on how they treat their prisoners. Yep.
Right. Yep, that's right, man. That's right. That's how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I just, like, you, let me ask you guys the question. Let me interview you guys. You guys really think, what is your guys' take on it? Like, you got 10 defendants on a RICO case. All of them got from 1, 2 life sentences to 5 life sentences. And it's going to cost $50 million of taxpayer dollars to give them 1 more life sentence. Like, what do you guys think that's acceptable, or you guys think that's a good way of spending tax dollars?
Right.
And I probably think I could probably say you're gonna say, fuck no.
No, especially when so many other avenues are suffering. I mean, there's no reason to have homelessness and hunger in America. Absolutely not.
Right.
The economy is broke.
What they just spent on, baby girl, what they just spent on this case here in SAC, in that case in Fresno, they could probably feed all the fucking homeless in California for a year. At least.
Oh, at least. And the amount of food they throw away in the name of recalls is, I mean, they're recalling stuff because the package doesn't have allergens when the allergen is in the title.
Right.
Like,
right. So
having to put peanuts.
Man, I get it.
Yeah, no, and they're recalling this food, and what are they doing with it? A lot of it does not go to food banks when it's perfectly reusable, but goes straight to the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. The feds didn't do shit, man. They didn't do shit. And I guess in that article down there, they said they did really good.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Clean sweep, and they really fucking put a hole in our shit for the next years to come, because these new guys this, new guys that. Man, that shit is such a fucking laughable joke, dude. They did nothing.
Well, we got more.
I'll tell you that.
More in the chat here. Dog says, I've never felt RICO was constitutional. It negates freedom of association, and the Supreme Court had ruled freedom of association as a fundamental right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, y'all. Exactly.
Well, wasn't RICO for corporations, not individuals?
Yes. Enterprises. Corporation and enterprises. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was to go after big banks, corrupt banks, and corrupt companies from the top down.
Oh, you mean like PG&E
yeah.
making record profits while they're totally screwing everyone in California?
Yep. Enron. Remember Enron
Yep.
for Texas?
Right.
Enron. Now that was a RICO case all day, but they didn't file it on Kenneth Lane. His name was Ken Lane. They could have. So that's why they made the RICO right there. But then they parlayed it into street organizations and the Italian mafia and shit like that. And then they went into the prison systems, and instead of using it for what it actually was created for, they don't even do that no more. I don't even think they ever have.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
That was just an excuse to create this new fucking RICO charge to give them a broad umbrella and blanket to go after a bunch of people in the name of that with minimal evidence on conspiracy charges. Let me call back.
Well, the chat is definitely flowing now. I'm glad to see you guys here. We'll get to those comments real quick. Okay. Where'd he go?
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay, we got some activity over here.
All right, tell me, baby.
Okay, so King Kong said they said California didn't have water and the fire hydrants wasted the water money. Let me tell you something, King Kong. When I've lived on the California coast my whole entire life, right? Pretty much, except for 5 years in Washington. Anyways, half those towns, I recall having fire hydrant plugs that said seawater on them. Okay, so there's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse to not have water on the California coast to prevent fire.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So,
all right, what else we got?
Okay, Roy Roach says makes as much sense as sending $20 million to Iraq for a new Sesame Street show.
There you go. Or rebuilding the jungle gyms, for reset jungle gyms for the terrorists. So yeah, we'll rebuild them for you, and we'll give them $10 million to do it.
Right. King Kong says, have they ever charged any bank with anything? Oh.
I don't think so.
No. Bank or utility.
Nope.
Well, they sue the utilities, and the utilities turn around and make the customers pay for it. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They sue the utilities, and then PG&E turns around and puts an additional charge on you, my mom, all you guys out there.
Everybody, oh my God,
it's like,
ridiculous.
It goes down to the consumer. It doesn't come out of their pockets, and that's the problem. It's like when we sue an officer, right? That doesn't come out of their pockets. That comes out of the fucking, out of taxpayer dollars, out of the budget. It should come out of their pockets. They should never ever have qualified immunity, ever.
No.
And it's not. They don't when they don't have. They're not. Qualified immunity does not exist for an officer when they fucking violate your constitutional rights. Period.
That
but
makes
they
no
always
sense.
claim. Right. They always claim. Well, we got qualified immunity. No, you don't. How are you slamming Ronnie on the ground while he's in cuffs, give you the right to do that with qualified immunity. You're fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, that definitely.
Oh, I'm doing my job.
No, your job is to uphold the law, not circumvent it. All right, so Dog says.
Break it.
Well, they get to circumvent it with that fucking qualified immunity bullshit.
Yeah. All right.
Dog says they bring RICO charges on guys they've never met each other. They use degrees of separation, which traditionally would not have worked in a conspiracy case.
Yes. So, Dog, perfect. That's perfect. So, say I'm in Alaska, right? And because they claim with their 1030s I'm a part of their made-up prison shit, but I'm in Alaska.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm in Alaska hanging out with the Eskimos eating salmon. If something happens in California, and I don't know nothing about it, but because they claim I'm part of it on a fake bogus 1030, they come and arrest me in Alaska and charge me for whatever happened here in California under this Pinkerton rule. And that's part of RICO. So I could be up there and have no clue that this is whatever somebody did down here, but I can get charged for it over a 1030, that they created on me saying, oh, I'm an associate of this or I'm part of this just because I got a birthday card or I got a fucking book that belongs to somebody that may have been somebody or, yeah, that's how the RICO case is. And it's really loosely based, man. They can weave their way in and out that shit all day long, kind of like what they did to ours.
Yes.
Like what they did to ours. They got 86 documents, baby. And folks, 86. They say it had nothing to do with no gang shit. Nothing. Whatsoever in Salinas, right? Whatsoever. 115 for the bullshit. Don't have no gang nexus. State case, no gang nexus. But this federal dude comes in with this RICO charge. Oh, no, it's all for the gang. Bullshit, dude. Straight fucking liars. Hey, look, here's the bigger problem. I mean, here's the thing that directly affects me. This dude painted for 5 years we're going to the feds. He told our attorneys since 2019, 6 years. He told our lawyers from day one, told them over and over and over. And then there's an article Grant Gruber did, I think it was the baseball analogy thing you got going between us and Fresno case or whatever. Or the other one where you put the link of my name in there to our thing. Thanks again, Grant, man. I appreciate that because that's getting the truth out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so for 6 years, this prosecutor paints this picture. We're going to feds, right? So I go and take a deal based on that. Based on what he's been saying for all these years, right? And then it's in my deal. It's worded in my deal. And, I'll get over there and my state shit's over with. I'm in the feds. I file for elder parole, courtesy release. And, maybe have a chance, right? And fucking comes time to owning up to his part of the bargain. Oh, now the federal BOP won't accept you. Like, okay, well, you said in my sentencing that you had it all figured out, dude. That it is a behind-the-scenes thing. And, IGI's coming here. Fuck, hang on. It's behind the scenes. What's up, dude? It's a behind the scenes thing that they do, and he's got it all figured out, and that, you know, it's going to happen, and promptly, and this, that, and the other at my sentencing, right? Which made the judge go forward with the sentencing. Because she, you know, you got to remember, I wouldn't have not been sentenced at that day. They were going to, my sentencing would have been put off for 90 days so they could do a probation report, right? Probation comes. In fact, they would have came to talk to you, my mom, my attorneys, Rhonda. They would talk to people in my life, and then do what you call a probation assessment,
right?
And make a recommendation. And it's a report that they do. It's called pre-sentence report that they give the judge about me and my life. So they could say, well, we recommend a high-end sentence, and we recommend that he go to Forest, Colorado, ADS, or we recommend he stay in California.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So we, upon the prosecutor's suggestion, so I could get this done, take my deal, get sentenced, and get out of here promptly so I can go get my surgeries that I needed very, very bad that they denied for a year and a half, 5 times. We waived the pre-sentence report. What that was is now we're asking the judge, please sentence me on the spot. Let's get this done. I need this fucking surgery. This shit's killing me.
Right.
It's my sciatic nerve is getting trapped in this little joint in my sacrum. And so she was convinced by this prosecutor to the point where he's got it in the bag, that, you know, he's already went up the chain. He's been doing this for years. He's working on this for years. It's behind the scenes process. And once Mr. Daniel's sentenced, you know, we're getting it done promptly. So that urged her forward to the sentencing right there on the spot. She said, okay, I'm going to grant immediate sentence. We'll waive probation report. All this was based on this dude's, right. All this was based on his suggestion of waiving the pre-sentence report by the probation. So I can go get these surgeries, right? Right. So we do all this. She sends me, but he promises, you know, that it's going to happen promptly. So not only that, for 5 years during the case, now at my sentence, all on record in front of 10 attorneys in the courtroom. And then she said that she can't guarantee nothing. She can't guarantee this, you know, that I need to know she can't guarantee it. And I get that because this dude's making it seem like it's all behind the scenes. It's done. CDCR signed. It's going to be done. This, that, and the other. I looked at my attorneys who trusted this dude. My attorneys trusted him. And the judge. They trusted his whole scene. And who am I? I don't know nothing. I trust my attorneys. Trusted my attorneys. I got 10 attorneys in there and the fucking federal judge. I got 2 attorneys myself. How can I not trust that, right? So I trusted them. Okay, bam. All right, got you. Well, turns out it was bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. Yep. And because he knew I needed them surgeries, and he knew I was fucked up really bad. But yeah, that's okay. That's how the fucking law works, and that's fair. Give me a fucking break, man.
And then they dropped custody of you. They gave you back to the state, right? Which you could finally get your surgeries.
Right. So then they don't want to pay for the surgeries, right? Because, I mean, I guess it's a hefty fee. But, hey, man, you should have thought of that before you put me in your custody and RICO case me for nothing.
Yep.
I mean, come on, man. How's that acceptable? That's fair justice? That's not fair justice? Fuck that. First of all, you hid these documents, 86 of them, that oppose your theory on my case. And then there's no gang nexus to the write-up that the prison gave me. No gang nexus to the charge the state gave me, and you're gonna create one? Like, yeah, all right.
And it's like you're being used like a community towel. It's disgusting.
You're right. You're right, baby. Cakes is fucked up, man. But, and like my buddy Tim K says, shout out to Tim K. I hope you're feeling better. All he's ever heard Brant say, all he's ever heard me say on all my videos, all I'm asking for is a fair shake, man. A fair, honest to God shake. That's it. That's fucking it, man.
Right?
Yeah. I've never had, I don't know what it is with me and these court systems, man. It's always been some corrupt shit when it came down to my shit. It's awkward as fuck. I got no idea. I've never seen a fair shake happen to myself in the courtroom, ever. And on my case here, I go to court. Oh, in fact, folks, I go on the 11th, not the 4th. I go back to court the 11th, and we'll see what...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Let me call back. Get your questions ready, because we'll make this one the final call. Questions and comments.
All right, we got a lot of them. Hey, everybody. Hey, for you latecomers, you want to hear this one. You gotta start back in the beginning. And welcome, Ken. Hi, outside the box thoughts. Interesting name. I like it. Okay. Here we go.
Telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Thank you for using Global Inc.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. So we got lots
What's
going on
cracking
here. Let's see. Okay, so we got Ken popped in and sends his.
Ken, I send mine, brother. Hope you're well, man. Hope you're well, my friend. Ron sent his too on his way out to everybody. On his way out to Folsom. Old Folsom. All right, what we got, Ben?
And then we got we got a new one, Outside the Box Thoughts, saying hi. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. We send our best. Come on, join us. Join your conversation outside the box. This real life shit here, coming from solitary confinement straight to your ears about real corruption. No bullshit.
And PFC Milne says hi and welcomes everybody and welcome to you.
Mm-hmm. We send our CSP Milne. We hope you're well. Mm-hmm. Join the conversation, man. Share, subscribe. This is where we keep it real right here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. King Kong says, is it common for the feds not to accept a prisoner? I don't know that happens. You see all these documentaries on big name people who are on the feds.
Mm-hmm. They always say, we can house anybody, right? We'll take anybody. That's what they're famous for saying that. So obviously they don't want a motherfucking California boy over there. But and I think it all comes down to their money bullshit, you know? It always comes to the money. And if I would have, like I said, if I would have known that prosecutor, the truth that, he was going to have to go do all this and that, and it might not happen, and I was going to be here 15 months later, I would have never in my life taken that motherfucking deal to go sit in a fucking ADX Colorado way away from my family, my wife, my mom. You know, hell no, man. Because when you're convicted in the Eastern District, you know, whatever district
Well, they
you're
made it
convicted out
sound
of,
like you were totally content with like just throwing your life away in the press. That's what bothered me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well whatever.
It did me too. No, yeah, it did me too. It did me too. That was so far removed from the truth because, yeah, yeah.
They were doing you dirty.
When you go to the feds, they gotta, you cannot, the normal way, according to one of the lawyers, is they have to commute your life sentences in the state, right? And it takes Gavin Newsom to do that, right?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So they commute these life terms, you go over there, you know, once they commute it, they can't uncommute them. You get over there, you file for a fucking compassionate release or appeal, and you never know, man. You never know what's going to happen in life. Look at the guy me and Outlaw talked about, Leonard Peltier. 50 years that man did, right? For the alleged murder of 2 FBI agents. 2 law enforcement agents, folks. And they let him go free. Right on that they let him go, man. But what I'm saying here is you never know what can happen, man.
Well,
right? And in the state of California, CDCR, the corruption is so fucking disgusting. With the 1030s, like I just ran down to you guys for an hour. I mean, it is beyond that. They falsify shit on each other, goddammit. What the fuck do you think you're gonna do to me? God damn. And especially, I'm a thorn in their fucking saddle, man. You know, I don't fucking conform. I don't just sit here and not stand up to them and not challenge their system. So I'm a fucking threat to their fucking corruption like you wouldn't believe. And they do not like that. But I never wanted to do that. I went through life in prison just trying to live my best, trying to make it. You know, I got married with my wife, and now I got some hope. You know, she put the spark of hope back in a motherfucker. And, you know, showed me that, hey, man, there is somebody out there for you, you know?
Well,
do good, man. Keep your head down. And I did that.
Ken
says in 2016.
Ken says and there was cohesion because you were being threatened with the death penalty if you didn't take the deal.
Right. That was on the table when it was talked about. Yep. When I went to board in 2016, you know, I was only in prison for attempted murder in which nobody got hurt 10 feet away with a shotgun. And the prosecutor that was in my trial came in that damn hearing and fucking wondered for 20 years if she convicted the right man. Right? Imagine being told you just did 20 years of your life in your bathroom for a crime that the prosecutor that convicted you is unsure that she got the right one.
Yeah, what's up with that? Beyond a reasonable doubt, even the prosecutor has their doubts. What the fuck? How is that not new evidence? How is that not for the record? How is that not a massive turnover?
Right. So, and then on top of that, right, she said that, you know, she said that right there. And then on top of it, she said she was going to come in there. She had the balls, this chick had the balls to come in there and say, I was going to recommend parole because I felt you did your time until I seen your C-file. and all the shit you've been in. And after they got done with their speech, then it was my turn. And I told Terry Turner, who was the head of the fucking DR, the head of the parole board, and the DA, how dare you, bitch? How dare you? You sent me away for 20 years of my life, and you're going to tell me that when I first came to prison that I was never, ever see daylight again outside these gates. You didn't just tell me, you told the entire prison population you would never get out of prison if you have a life term. So we live like it, right? We threw all hope away. Now you got a hopeless convict. He survives his environment, goes through his life, surviving environment as a kid, living his life the best he can, with his honor and integrity intact, going through his life, and doing his thing. Yeah, I ain't saying I'm a motherfucking saint, man. But I ain't never hurt no woman or kid or innocent person or elderly. So, and then 20 years later, they make a new law, or they change the law, SB 260 and 261. Then they go, oh, well, we're going to give you a real chance to parole, but we're going to base it on your prison history. I told them just like that, man. I told them, you guys are full of shit, man.
Well, especially
You're
since they kept you locked up for the majority of that. I mean,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, babe, get this. And then all they wanted to do was talk about debriefing and how debriefing shows rehabilitation. I said, no, it does not. No, it does not, man. You people are crazy, man.
Yeah, it shows submission. That's all it is. Submission.
Mm-hmm. They go, well, Mr. Daniel, you've been validated as a member of this gang. I said, over false 1030s? That your cops falsifying your rats help them? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. No, it was a joke. Mm-hmm. It was a joke. So, all right, man. Baby girl, you gotta shoot your questions, comments, leave a comment on
Ken says he thinks it's time for pardon letters to Trump. I think pardon letters to Trump are there. Yeah. It can't hurt.
Can't hurt, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, in the next couple of days, me and baby girl, we're gonna leave a template on the community. Maybe we can send some more letters
that people can use so that they can personalize it, but get help make it easier for people to send a letter. Basically.
Yeah.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So I gotta tell you guys too, since I think January, that guy Ron Broomfield retired. And now there's a lady named Gina Jones that took his spot. So, baby, tell them how to do that with GinaJones.gov, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's GENA Jones. First name dot last name at CDCR dot gov CDCR.ca.gov.
Right. And we'll leave that on there for you guys, because it's like, what they're saying is when I'm done with this bullshit in court, if I don't win the vacate, they're taking me down in that bullshit unit courtroom. And, that's away from any rehabilitation I got. My wife, 6-hour drive one way, and I'll never see my mom alive again. That'd be factually impossible to ever see my mom. Mm-hmm. She's in a wheelchair. She can't travel 6 hours.
No,
no way.
And you also need to send these letters out to, the governor, your representatives,
right?
People like that.
Right.
Start paying attention to what's going on.
That helps, man. Mm-hmm. Yep. Media outlets. Hey, that's even CC. What's that? That's that CC thing, babe. Right. Carbon copy stuff.
You just start sending that stuff
so
out.
They all know. Right. Everyone. So they all know each other got it, and they all know each other knows. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My girl's professional at that shit.
And then you gotta understand that some of these politicians don't have easy access email, so what you do is you send it, you copy and paste it to their little form. They have to see it.
Bingo. Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, last comments, questions?
Just King Kong says that the problem, they took the hope away. What the fuck do they expect? Should always be hope, right?
Yep. Exactly, King Kong. When I lost my appeal, I was like, well, they just threw me away, and I didn't even hurt nobody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting there. I told you all a story about this rapist dude that I was reading his paperwork, and he got 18 years or something like that. And I could not believe it that society threw me away, and I never even hurt a woman or a kid, and I won't either. I'm a protector of that, right? And this guy got a date at 18 years. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, what the fuck is wrong with society where they're going to do that?
Right.
That's just ass backwards. That's ass backwards. And the prosecutor that did me, her name is Kelly Mulcahy out of Sacramento. She's now a defense attorney.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
She's now a defense attorney. Bullshit.
And if you don't think
with
she's
that
feeding,
shit, kid,
she's not feeding people to the
Huh?
fucking. If people think that she's not feeding
Yeah.
other people to the fucking system, guess again.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So with that shit, kid, Outlaw, King Kong, Dog, everybody, man, I can't see the screen, but hey, man, you know I send my love and respect. Thanks for your support, folks. Whatever you guys do, man, it's muchly appreciated. Pass the word. Leave a comment on here. Please leave a comment. Subscribe. Let's get the message out, man, because this system is corrupt. Just imagine what the feds just did. They did nothing but waste $100 million. I send mine to the worthy. You know who you are. Stay solid, folks. Keep it real.
Well, y'all have a really great rest of your week, and thank you for hanging out with us.